Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome to the Popcorn Podcast. This is episode number 45. We have a special guest. I do say that every episode, but he is very special and very dear to me. Very dear to this podcast. We have the return of Mr. Look Aside Films. Mickey, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Pleasure as always.
Yeah, I mean, the pleasure is all mine, but I think we would probably both agree in saying, like, partly the reason you're here is just we kind of just wanted to catch up.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
What better way than just get a couple of the cameras going?
It's always nice.
Exactly. And obviously in today's episode, we're going to kind of be going through a couple of different films that haven't got their own fully fledged review. Just a couple, little small films here and there that we have both seen, and we're going to be sort of reviewing them. I think the caveat here is we have 5 minutes on each film.
Okay.
So those films are Heretic, Anora, Smile 2, Transformers 1,
Yeah.
and A Different Man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen A Different Man. Mickey hasn't seen Transformers 1, so we're going to be
Catch
a nice...
each other up.
Exactly. But before we start, I think Mickey was just saying before we started recording that he hasn't had one of these the Quickfire Questions segments done on himself.
I didn't mean it in like a you have to do it. Dylan is like made it out to see it. I was like, do one for me, but it would be fun.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously Mickey has been on this podcast ever since he was here on the first episode. So never really had to do a kind of what's your favorite film kind of thing. But for any new watchers or listeners, this is Mickey. This is Mr. Look Aside Films. So yeah, should we get into your?
I'm excited to learn more about myself through this.
This game really tells all about people. So straight up, Mickey, if you had to say what your favorite film was, what would it be?
Return of the King.
Really?
Yeah, if I had to say one.
Well, I saw you rewatched it the other day.
We rewatched all of them from Hobbit 1, and now we're on Rings of Power.
Sure. Yeah. Is it in prep for the new?
No, just Christmas rewatch. Last year we did Harry Potter, so now we're doing...
Very good, very good. What's a comfort film of yours?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Sure. What is a guilty pleasure of yours?
Transformers, for sure.
Oh, nice. What's a film you think is underrated?
Babylon.
Okay. Also, we spoke about literally first episode.
Yeah.
What's a film you think is overrated?
Arrival.
Oh, suck your mother. I knew it was coming, and I still. What is your favorite film score?
Harry Potter, probably.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Horror or comedy?
These days, horror.
Yeah.
But overall, and like, I don't know, I grew up with more comedies, so they do have like a very special place in my heart, but horror these days, for sure.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Same answer, actually. These days, sci-fi, but fantasy holds like a more dear place in my heart.
Okay. Blockbuster or indie?
Indie.
Yeah. Surprise. What's a film you wish you watched in the cinema?
Ooh, that's a great question. A very recent one that comes to mind is Megalopolis.
You wish you watched that?
Yeah,
to be honest,
because it's like it's a kind of a, I don't know, a unique experience. Like,
it was unique. I'll give you that.
So I think watching it in the cinema would have made highlighted the whole because it's like feels like an acid trip, but like not a good one.
Yeah. Have you seen it since?
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
Yeah.
Thoughts quickly?
Not as bad as people say. Not good at all. Feels like a montage of ideas more than a film, and I love the ideas that he explores, but I don't love them in the film format that he explores.
Good summary.
Yeah.
I'd say. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 4 films would you take with you and why?
Ooh, okay. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Let's go with The Hangover.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 2001.
Okay.
And then let's go with... I feel like it has to be something fun again, right? Because you're like stuck on a desert island. So let's go to Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's good for, and also not your your favorite 4 films.
Not my favorite 4 films.
A lot of people just say their favorite 4 films.
No, mine.
Got to think about the situation.
Because if I'm on a deserted island, I want like stuff that I enjoy, but also like so I picked Return of the King because I love it. Hangover because it's fun.
Yeah.
And then 2001 because every time you watch it, there is more and more. And then Wolf of Wall Street because it's like, it's good, it's Scorsese, but it's also fun.
Yeah. And they all, 3 of the 4 of them have the runtimes to...
Exactly.
So, what is your favorite film of 2024 so far?
Substance.
The Substance.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the worst film you've seen in 2024 so far?
Ooh.
Mister, I don't like talking bad about films.
No, I can talk about... No, I can talk about... None really come to... What are some really bad films we've had this year?
Megalopolis. There was like Borderlands that I didn't see.
I didn't see that, no.
Oh gosh, what else? There was some really... What films have we seen that have been really...
blanking on like bad films.
Yeah, Megalopolis we said. Oh my gosh.
Megalopolis is definitely not the worst film I've seen this year, I think.
Okay.
I think I've seen worst ones, but...
There's so some people's answers. There's been that new. It's sort of like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but the Mickey Mouse version of that. There's that.
There isn't a Mickey Mouse version.
There is.
No,
there isn't.
There isn't. There is a Peter Pan, but the same guys. Or
no, well, it's in that universe now. Something.
There isn't Mickey Mouse.
No, there's a.
I guarantee. I know the guys. There isn't a Mickey.
Well, you might not be the same guys.
Peter Pan is the new one, but it's not out yet.
But there is a Mickey Mouse recently,
but it's not by the same guy.
Oh, it might not be by the same guys, but apparently
I haven't
it's awful.
seen that. I'm gonna steal an answer from somebody else who said Ricky Stenicki.
Oh yeah, Ricky Stenicki.
Which was like
I haven't seen that. But
It's actually.
I mean,
again,
it's alright.
I'm sure there are worse films. Like I'm sure something is not coming to mind now. Ricky Stenicki was like it's not good, but it was like I didn't hate. I watched it in Morocco actually. It was
why?
Because we wanted to watch a film, so we were like, what's this Ricky Stenicki? It was alright. Yeah.
And finally, Mickey, what is your most anticipated film for the rest of 2024?
Nosferatu,
okay.
for sure. Like, not even close.
Yeah, I think that would probably be mine as well. Even though we have Lord of the Rings. I mean, Mufasa, I'm not too sure about coming out.
Lord of the Rings?
Dude, Lord of the Rings, The War for Rohirrim. The War of Rohirrim.
Oh,
the anime.
Yeah, okay.
Not an actual, unfortunately, live action version, but we'll see. That should be interesting. So, Mickey, we're going to be talking about some recent releases, I would say. The first of which is Heretic. 2 young missionaries are forced to prove their faith when they knock on the wrong door and are greeted by a diabolic Mr. Reed, becoming ensnared in his deadly game of cat and mouse. So, Mickey, I remember you actually asked me to go see this film with you, but unfortunately, I was working at the time. What did you think of Heretic?
I liked it. I liked the first half a lot.
Yes.
And I didn't like the second half as much.
This is a great start for this episode because I agree wholeheartedly with that statement. I think I would even say like the first 2/3 are like
I like
good.
It up until they go down the stairs.
100%.
I mean, I still like it after that, but a lot more before that.
Definitely. Yeah. I think, the first 2/3 of the film were like actually pretty brilliant. I thought it was like a really like thought-provoking and sort of really gripping commentary on religion.
I agree, yeah.
Like the institutions that populate them. You know, I was and Hugh Grant, you know.
So good.
So good.
So good in it, yeah.
I think also I think I said this in my Letterboxd review, but with most of these kind of like twisted sort of thriller horrors, like you're always kind of looking for like the way in which the main characters can kind of escape the situation. But in all honesty, I could have done with another sort of like half an hour of the 3 of them just in this discussion. 100%. But yeah, I think Hugh Grant was fantastic.
I agree. I thought that it kind of fell through and they went down. Not even because of what happened there, but because it kind of the pace of the film felt off after that. Because they do it maybe an hour 20 into a 2 hour and 10 film, so it's like midway through the second act sort of thing. They're meant so the pace of the film felt a bit off for me. Like I didn't feel like there was a very established flow. But some like the writing of the dialogue was fantastic.
It really was.
The characters were really good. The acting is really good. The camera work is really good. All of that is very good. I wasn't the biggest fan of the plot twisty thingy. I think it took me a while to like step out of the film and like wrap my head around what is happening, like who schemed what, when did they figure it out. I liked it more when it was like a little bit simpler, like him 100%. Just ranting about religion. 100%. I love that bit though.
100%. I think, and I completely agree with you. For me, it wasn't the pace of the film, it was the tone of the film. Like the tonal shift of when they go downstairs, the film almost becomes a different kind of film. Like, you know, he says he's found the first ever religion or something like that. So it takes a more kind of traditional like horror kind of film, and then you have the creepy lady downstairs who's supposedly a prophet of sorts. You're trying to be like, what like. I understand how this kind of relates to the commentary he was saying before, but like just tonally, it just.
And I think I get that they in the end with like the cages and that everything that happened. I get that they wanted to, and you know, somewhat successfully, they wanted to go for like a traditional horror film where like it's got a trope, it's got, you know, it's grotesque, it's scary in a way. But I liked it more when it was like more psychological,
100%.
more just like. You know, I almost feel like I would have liked it more if this was just some crazy dude who was doing this for the first time or something like that. Because in the end, it kind of simplified to me a lot of what had happened.
Oh, definitely.
But having said that, I did enjoy it. I was just a little bit kind of thrown off by the change of tone and pace.
Yeah. I know. I agree with you. I think like in like the first kind of half of the film, you're constantly like, where like. I'm so gripped in this, but also where is it going? Yeah. And then the second half is a bit like underwhelming. I felt like it was a bit I felt like it was way too sort of like schemy, and I didn't really believe that. Like in the end, like I agree.
I will say that we can do spoilers.
Yeah, right? We can do spoilers.
The when she gets killed, like that was a massive shock.
Did you?
Yeah, that was like one of the best kind of, you know, sudden kills. I did not expect that, because up until that point, I would love to see what like minute that comes in. Yeah. But I felt like we were still setting things up. And then she died, and I was like, she can't really be dead, but she was, by all accounts, actually dead.
And then at the end, like, she's like,
well, yeah. But I think like it was. That was a great surprise, because I really didn't see it coming. And I thought if they were going to kill one, because they were setting the one who died to be like kind of more the lead, I think. And I thought if they were going to kill one, they were going to kill the other. So I love the switch of like the other girl now became the more like the protagonist who had the whole thing. I really like that.
Interesting. I'm actually glad that you were quite shocked at that moment. I was like taken by surprise when she actually died, but I did think at the start of the film, let's just call her the smarter one of the two, or the more of the two missionaries, right? There was like the more naive,
yellow jackets girl.
Yeah. The more kind of naive one. I did feel like it would be too easy to kill her first. Like I feel like, you know, if it was just I can't remember the names, but like if let's say the smarter girl, the less ditzy girl was like just the constant protagonist throughout, I felt like it would have. I just didn't. I knew that there was going to be something there. But yeah. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, okay. So we thought I had an issue. But yeah, overall,
I liked it. I really like films that, I think it's actually a film that is quite bold in the themes it explores, because especially nowadays, like films that criticize religion are quite like scary to make. So I respect it a lot in that. I enjoyed it. I think the first half is really good. I think the second half is quite good. Overall, solid.
Yeah.
It didn't like blow my mind away, but it's a good watch, and I would recommend to somebody to watch it.
Definitely. I think we're off to a
There we go. We're off to like a very agreed.
We've got up next, we have Sean Baker's Anora. All right. So obviously,
I've seen it twice.
You have seen it twice. I did. When the last time we spoke, you were sort of taking the piss for me not having seen it yet.
Yeah, because you saw it so late, because everybody had seen it, and Dylan was like 3 weeks late. Which is very unlike Dylan, because he sees things like 3 weeks early usually.
Yeah, I missed it at the London Film Festival this year, and then I can't the schedule of it. I wanted to have the perfect kind of moment to watch that film, because I knew it was like gonna be good. So Anora, a young sex worker from Brooklyn, gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and impulsively marries the son of an oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out for New York to get the marriage annulled. Would I be correct in saying this is definitely one of your favorites of the year?
Second
favorite of the year.
Right now, second. Yeah.
Okay.
I really like Anora. Really like, fantastic film. I've seen it twice. I saw it at 8:30 in the morning the first time.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it woke me up, like, especially with the first 15 minutes. I was like, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I only have one tiny like criticism towards it, but it's honestly nitpicking, and I would say it's. I was thinking about this, and every year or so there is one film that is a good film that I feel is a film I'll rewatch a lot for the rest of my life. like it was Babylon
Yeah.
a few years ago, and then last year, it was something I really liked that I was like, this is a film.
Maestro.
No, no. They're usually like long epics that I find fun as well for me to rewatch all the time.
Not Oppenheimer.
Don't remember what it was last year, but it will come to me. But it's like that sort of film. And then this year, I think that's Anora. I think it's a very good, very funny, shockingly funny,
Oh my gosh, that's one thing I didn't expect
but
from the film.
also heartbreaking.
Oh, definitely.
Like, the second time I saw it, I obviously knew what was coming. Still hits.
Yeah.
Like, it still gets you.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a 5 out of 5 in almost all categories.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a great watch, incredible film.
Yeah.
Really, really, really touching.
Yeah. I remember myself and Clara went to see it literally after shooting one of the episodes. Like Saturday night, went to an Everyman, watched it with some wine. Fantastic. I think the only other Sean Baker film I have seen is The Florida Project.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Red Rocket or Tangerine yet.
Yeah.
But, just from the Florida Project, I was just like, I thought this film was going to have more of a kind of serious
Yeah.
tone to it, but it is so funny.
It's so funny.
Like, you just laugh right the way through that film.
I went to see it for the second time because I told Kane, my partner, I was like, you have to watch this in a cinema, like
Yeah.
with a
with an
crowd.
audience. Yeah.
And actually, because I remember, because I saw it at a press screening at BFI, and because press screenings are very dry usually,
Yeah.
like people are
taking
not
notes.
taking
and,
notes, like,
yeah.
and I knew it was funny when people laughed at the press screening. So I
Yeah.
was like, this on a night out with some wine is gonna be
Yeah,
insane.
it was such a
And it
great
was,
film.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Mikey Madison is like
Oh, so good.
so good in that film. I think prior to seeing Anora, I think Mikey Madison and Sean Baker definitely, this is a quote from like Django Unchained, but they had my curiosity beforehand, and now they have my attention.
Yeah.
So
I will say the Yura Borisov, who plays Igor,
yes,
is
so
incredible.
good. He's so good.
That character is, the
so
acting,
unexpected.
the character, that to me, that's almost as an essential part of the film as Anora herself.
Yeah, and it's
Incredible.
so well disguised because you just think he's just some random kind of dude.
And it like builds up and
Yeah.
builds up, and until in the end they have their one. To me, my favorite scene is the one where they're alone in the end.
Oh yeah, when they're just chatting.
And he like lights up 2 cigarettes, gives her. That's the best scene because
Yeah.
it feels so earned.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
the
really
the
good.
one kind of nitpick moment that I had about Anora, I do have to say, is when his parents eventually land. Oh, is it in New York or they land? The mum,
Yeah.
I didn't love her.
So here's the thing.
So your reaction says you're not surprised.
I am not, and to an extent I agree. But I will say this because I'm Bulgarian, so I know a few like Russian people of that generation.
Sure.
And it's a very accurate portrayal.
Okay.
So the thing is, I don't think it's not like a very.
It didn't kill the film or anything.
It
but
doesn't.
Like,
It doesn't feel incredibly accurate, but it actually is because that's just how the people are.
sure, I
You know?
understand.
So
yeah.
to me, I get why somebody would be kind of taken aback by that performance.
Yeah.
But it was actually quite. I thought it was quite spot on.
Yeah, so for me, I misunderstood it a bit because I was like, is Sean Baker basically trying to emulate like a sense of like commercialness with it? Like, of, like there's like almost like a villain character, and just for like the like taking the kind of piss of that sort of trope.
Yeah.
But I was like, that doesn't really work. But it didn't kill the film. I still thought the film was on a whole like brilliant. And your second film favorite of the year is probably my third favorite of the year. I would say after The Substance and Dune Part 2, of course. But yeah, that's Anora.
Very good. It's very good.
What was it? We were rewatching a clip this morning from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you see Mikey Madison.
She I think she's gonna have an insane career. Like she is so good in it, and I'm so glad to see somebody like, because she's been around like in Hollywood for quite a long time. Like somebody we're gonna speak about later, actually.
Okay.
But she's been around for such a long time, and it's incredible to see somebody like young and so talented in a lead.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, you know, my prediction right now, Oscar goes to her.
You think?
I think there's very few like.
Yeah,
very
I'm trying to think who else could potentially contest.
The other one people are saying, I think, because it changes every week, but the one I'm hearing now is Angelina Jolie, or the big one lately is Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl.
Oh yeah,
but I think it's got to be Mikey Madison. Like, that's such an Oscar like performance.
It is.
In the themes and categories that the Academy likes. So I think she's gonna have and I hope Yura Borisov
gets nominated
and gets more stuff because he is incredible.
Yeah.
They're all really good. And Russian Timothy Chalamet as well. So good.
That guy, he was brilliant. He was
He's
hilarious.
So good. They're all fantastic.
Yeah. But speaking of incredible lead actress performances, shall we go on to Smile 2?
Yeah.
Let's do Smile. That was
I
a
like
nice, that was a
nice segue between Anora and Smile too. But yeah.
You got to find the way, man. So, Smile 2. About to embark on a new world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her dark past to regain control of her life before it spirals out of control. Smile 2. You watched it like yesterday? Day before?
Yesterday.
Very recently, yeah.
Yesterday, yeah.
So what did you think?
It's good. It's better than the first one.
100%.
Yeah, it's better than the first one. No, I will say it's quite good. It's like I enjoyed it a lot. It didn't blow my mind away because it's like somewhat a commercial horror film. Like it follows a lot. That's my one bigger critique on it, is that in terms of building suspense, it does it so well, but it does the same sequence so many times.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll say, the biggest like praise I can give it, it's an indie film masquerading as a blockbuster.
100%.
It's shot and feels like it's got like so much voice in it. From everybody involved, and I love that. But I think around the second, third act, it gets a little bit repetitive. That's my only big criticism in it. But acting incredible.
Yeah.
The camera work is insane.
It's really good.
Shot so well.
It's
There's
insane.
Some shots I had to go back, and I was like, I can't figure out how they've done that. But yeah, what did you think?
So I think I like it more than most people. I think you know what it is. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first film.
Me too.
I thought it was pretty enjoyable.
I agree.
But I thought it was like essentially an attempt at making a kind of horror viral concept similar to something like It Follows.
I agree completely.
Or The Ring.
I agree.
And really trying to like market the hell out of it, because it has a very marketable premise.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
like you know, people can just walk around.
Yeah.
And I didn't love it on the first time I watched it, but I rewatched it before watching Smile 2, and I had a much better time with it because I don't know, I just kind of just enjoying the ride, and also obviously seeing Clara like terrified. As soon as the credits hit, she turned to me and I was like,
I do feel like the first one is scarier though. Clara's nodding in the background.
I think yes, but I think it's scarier because the second one you go into it having seen the first one. But I also I think the end sequence of the first one is scarier.
I think the first one has more jump scares, like purely. Probably if you count them, there's probably more.
Yeah.
Because Kane hates
jump scares,
and she will never watch anything with it. And I was watching, and I was like, one, I would not play to her, but two, you know, it doesn't have that many jump scares. So it's actually all right.
The second one, I do agree with you. I do think some of the sort of scare sequences got a little repetitive, but some of the more notable moments in that film for me was the scene in which she's signing autographs and the fans come and like you see like the girl, that girl smiling, and the like the I don't know, it was a very quite kind of deranged man. Yeah. And then he comes back later in a scare when he's naked.
I love that. That was good.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And there's also this incredibly shot and choreographed dance sequence for the scare. You know, when they're all moving around her room.
Oh, that was
brilliant.
That was good,
But overall, I think for me, what I like one of the major positives I have to mention is Naomi Scott in this film.
Incredible.
I would even go as far as saying I think, in my opinion, she gives one of like the great horror performances. I think she's so good.
I agree.
She's fantastic.
She's very good.
I do wish the film had almost lent more into that kind of pop star persona a little more, to see the kind of have that insight into, like, you know, it touches on the idea of like the commodification of celebrities and pop stars and that kind of mental health spiral out of control that they go through, and I thought it was really interesting. But I think obviously it being a huge studio film, it didn't quite delve into that aspect as much as I would have. But on a whole, I thought it was, like you said, so well shot as well.
So well shot.
Brilliant.
It keeps it interesting the whole way through. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think Lucas Gage, you know him? He's the guy who has it in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
That's the
Is
guy.
Is he like the Kid Laroi guy?
See, that's the guy I was talking about when I mentioned like a second ago about Anora. Because Lucas Gage,
Can I? So Lucas Gage, he's the guy who looks like the Kid Laroi.
I don't know.
Is he in the film?
Yeah, he's the
Okay.
guy who
he the
smashed
dr-
his head with the.
He's the drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy has been around Hollywood, like in small roles for the last like 8 years, I swear, right?
Yeah.
So he is, maybe it doesn't click, but he is in White Lotus season 1.
I haven't seen White Lotus yet.
So you haven't seen White Lotus?
Our friend I know has worked on season 2. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the rewatch.
So he's in White Lotus season 1. He's in Euphoria.
He does give me Euphoria
He's the
vibes
guy
to
that
this.
Nate beats up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it is him. It is him.
He is in the latest Roadhouse.
I haven't
the
seen,
bartender.
I haven't seen Roadhouse.
He's like, he always pops up, right? And I think this guy has like such a strong trajectory for
Yeah.
like a big lead one day.
Yeah.
And I think, again, second prediction, he will get like a massive role one day.
Mm.
He was, do you remember in COVID, this is like a tangent, but during COVID, he went viral because there was this clip that leaked of a Zoom audition. Have you seen this? So it's like a Zoom audition, and the auditioner, he's auditioning Lucas Gage, and the auditioner doesn't know that his mic is on, and you can hear him, he goes like, oh, look at these poor actors and their small little studios. And then Lucas Gage hears it and goes, I know I'm poor. That's why give me this job so that I can live in another place and not this shithole. And the guy was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, honestly, it's fine. Let's just do the audition. And he didn't get the job.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he went anyway. Yeah.
That is a really cool story. But
Yeah.
maybe I recognize him. Like now you say Euphoria, he's a kid that Nate
Yeah.
Jacob will
But
always beat up.
he's a
but-
really good actor,
Yeah.
I think. So I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in a good role so far.
we
These all
are,
pretty
yeah.
good films.
Yeah.
Up next, I don't know if you want to do A Different Man or do you want me to do Transformers 1? What do you want to do?
Well, what did you think of Transformers 1?
Okay, so we'll do Transformers 1. So Transformers 1, so Flynn, our good friend
Yeah.
Flynn, you know,
Who's obsessed with Transformers for some reason?
he's in love with Transformers. And
Like a child.
we love you, Flynn. So a little bit similar to Anora, I was just I kept missing the opportunity to see it, and
Yeah.
it was leaving cinemas, and I got really upset because I was like, I haven't seen this film yet. And you know, I'm a fan of the Michael Bay films. They're guilty pleasures, obviously.
They're the ultimate guilty pleasure.
They really are. And obviously, I was super excited to kind of see essentially an animated version of the Transformers on Cybertron, the origin stories of Optimus and Megatron, etc. So what happened is we saw this last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and there weren't any screenings in London. So I drove out of London.
No. For Transformers 1?
I drove 30 minutes outside of London to catch a screening. at
Where?
like
Where?
10 it was in Hemel Hempstead. So not too far from my house, but still 30 minutes outside of London. And at 10 a.m. on a Sunday
With Clara
morning.
or
Clara.
alone? Okay, because alone is like,
No,
that's
no,
like
no.
borderline sad, you know? I'm
And-
kidding, obviously.
I was watching this film, right? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's just all right. My God. The second half or the last, I would say 30 minutes of the film is on smoke. It is a different film. It is
Wow.
insane.
It's like Heretic switched.
Well, but just better than Heretic,
Yeah,
I would say. Like the last 30 minutes it goes from a kid's film to like an adult film.
Wow.
It's got drama and it's got like,
Wow.
there's a moment in which, without kind of spoiling anything, where like Optimus Prime, I think his name in the film, before he becomes Optimus Prime is like,
Robert.
Orion, like Orion something,
Yeah.
He's meant to be Optimus Prime. The moment in which he becomes Optimus when Megatron becomes Megatron, and their stories go parallel
Ooh.
because they were friends.
Yeah.
And it's the closer they get to becoming those leaders, the further away they become from each other. So they start like splitting essentially. The moment in which Optimus Prime becomes Optimus Prime, I started floating in the cinema. It is insane.
Wow.
I can't believe I'm talking this much about Transformers 1, but it's so sick.
I've
man.
heard really good things about
It's sick. The last 20-30 minutes is
it.
insane. One of the best finales to a film I've seen all year.
Wow.
For sure. Overall, it's a decent film. It's a good film. If it didn't have the last 20-30 minutes in it, I think it'd be meh, and I'd say skip it. But those last 20-30 minutes...
I'm definitely going to catch up on it at some point.
Yeah. It's not quite the same as obviously the Michael Bay films that we loved and grew up with. But yeah, man, like in terms of animated films, I think I would say The Wild Robot is probably still better.
Haven't seen it.
It's good. It's
I
good.
know everybody tells me it's incredible.
Yeah, but no, man, I had such a blast with this one. I'm not going to read a plot synopsis. Just give you my kind of thoughts. Exactly. But yeah, man, my goosebumps got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was insane.
Wow.
So yeah, check it out if you
I
get
will,
like a
I will,
spare like
I
hour and a
will.
half. But tell me about A Different Man,
A Different Man.
because I haven't seen this.
Do you know what it's about?
You briefly sort of said this to me, and I kind of know what it's about.
So
but
it's
go
about
ahead.
this a character who is played by
Sebastian Stan. Yeah.
who is disabled, and they get an operation to have their like deformities removed, right? And then, to be honest, it's such a like.
He's trying so hard not
it's
to get
such-
cancelled.
I'm trying. You gotta cut that. Yes, I am. No, but it is.
sorry.
It's such a like complicated meta film that is
Yeah.
really difficult to explain and also to do it without giving you any spoilers.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those films that's like a commentary on itself, because Sebastian Stan like changes, but then he kind of
Meet someone.
metaphorically becomes back to his old self, and he
Sure.
wears a mask, and it's there's a lot.
Right. Okay.
And it's like a commentary on the making of the film itself. So I think it's a really like fascinating film, and I recommend it to everybody. It's an incredibly intelligent film. Like it gives you so much, and it's like it feels. It's not at all the same vibe, but how I said that Megalopolis feels like a diary, like a sort of a vomit of journal ideas.
Yeah.
This also feels like a compilation of explorations and art. It's very like art PC.
Sure. Does it have like wacky, weird visuals?
No,
Or is
it's
it more
just
like-
so meta, because
Okay.
they're like Sebastian Stan and all the other actors, they also do a play together, and the acting is incredible, and the play is like about the film, but the play is also about
Yeah, I understand.
whatever's happening in the film. It's very,
So
very,
it's like
very
loads of
weird.
these layers of like meta commentaries.
Loads,
basically.
and I think
compiled together.
that's perhaps, and it's not even, I wouldn't even say it's like an objective criticism, but it's just so much.
Yeah.
So it's a film that you need, I think, to really get it, you need like, it's been a while since I've Googled like blank theories or blank explain.
Yeah.
And afterwards I fell down a rabbit hole on Reddit, because I was like, I want to hear what, because I had my own opinions about what I just saw, especially the ending is like, in the end, like the last 5 minutes, you're like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's the sort of thing where I know that the director knows everything that they're trying to do. And it definitely is like, there is a voice and there is a vision, and it's clean and clear to them. So I know that everything matters, but it's a little bit like just so much, so that you need to wrap your head around what's happening, which is not bad. It's just, it really does take you some time to figure out. And I felt somewhat like dissatisfied, which again isn't a criticism, but I felt dissatisfied as a viewer, because I was like, I know there is stuff in this film I'm not like getting.
Yeah.
And I think like having seen like the amount of films we've seen at this stage in life, like I think I'm quite good at like getting stuff from films, but this just felt very packed, which is ultimately good, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's it's just very bizarre in a good way, very bizarre, very unique, very artistic film that like is one of a kind.
Yeah, I would say like it's interesting because obviously The Apprentice and this film,
Yeah.
A Different Man, both sort of came out around the same time, and obviously both starring Sebastian Stan. And he seems to just be like now on a completely different role in Hollywood.
He's incredible in this, and so is his co-star, and I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah.
But he's also incredible in this. It's all just a very, very like, you can tell everybody really cared about it.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it to people, but it's 100% not a film for everybody. Like I would get if somebody didn't like it, because it's not very like, on a surface level, the plot is very like bland. But so you as a viewer need to have the desire to look deeper.
To take more from sure. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, I will definitely try and check it out by the time the year wraps up, because it was a bit on my watch list, but like just scheduling wise. But it sounds super interesting. And
It's
and
good.
I'll check it out.
You should check it out, yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are kind of, was that 4 or 5 films that we've kind of just gone through? Do let us know, guys, if you have any thoughts on any of those films. If you agree or disagree, we'd love to know. But now, everyone's favorite segment, we're going to play some games. I've got a lot of games.
I'm so excited, but I'm also so nervous. I told you this in the car. I'm so nervous because some of Dylan's like games, they go like semi-viral, and then I read the comments and I see when people mess up, they get fucking smoked. Like they get roasted. So I'm really bad. Like, do you know Tension? You know the board game Tension?
No.
It's like when they're like, name 10 Spielberg films, go. And you
Sure.
have like I am so bad at that. Like I
Do you remember when we did
freeze
the
up.
America one the last time you won?
Yeah, I freeze so much at like stuff like this, but fuck it, let's have
No,
some
you're
fun.
actually gonna love the first game that I'll there is sort of one of those games in here, but I won't hit you with it first.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know what order I'm gonna do these games, so I'm
Yeah.
just gonna randomize. Let's start with a podcast classic. Let's
Okay.
warm you up. Let's warm you up.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. The first game we are gonna play is guess the film from the cast. You ready?
Okay.
Just
So-
get
yeah,
the
that's
film,
what
bro.
I'm-
Juice
okay,
is warmed
okay,
up. Okay, so Mickey,
Yeah.
can you guess the film from the cast? So first up, we have Channing Tatum, Julianne Moore, Halle Berry.
Channing Tatum, Julianne Moore, and see, I'm telling you, I'm so bad at this shit. And Halle Berry. So I'm thinking Halle Berry and Channing Tatum together in a film. Julianne Moore. Pass. What is it?
That is Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle.
Oh God, I wouldn't have gotten it. No. Julianne Moore is in Kingsman.
She's
The
the
Golden
villain.
Circle.
She's the villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The American like in the mountain.
I think her name is Polly or something.
Yeah.
So up next we have Jennifer Garner,
Yeah.
Christopher Walken,
Oh no.
Amy Adams.
This is like some late 2000s. I'm feeling. Because Jennifer Garner and Christopher Walken.
It's a little earlier actually. That's a clue.
Pass. What is it?
That's Catch Me If You Can.
Oh yeah. Well, you should have given me Leo, and I would have like smashed
Well,
it
that's-
immediately.
Up next we have Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. I want to get one of these. I want to get one.
Zoe Kravitz, Nicholas Hoult, and Riley Keough.
Zoe Kravitz, Nicholas Hoult, and Riley Keough.
These are quite hard, I will
The
say.
thing is, Riley Keough does not have that many films, and I'm thinking she does like a lot of indies. And Nicholas Hoult, Zoe Kravitz,
Huge film.
huge film.
Pretty big.
X-Men? No, what is it?
It's Mad Max Fury Road.
Who's Riley Keough in that?
So Zoe Kravitz and Riley Keough both play two of Immortan Joe's wives.
I
So
genuinely,
Riley Keough is the redhead.
genuinely
Zoe
would not have
Kravitz-
gotten that at
Zoe
all.
Kravitz is back.
At all.
Yeah, and then
Would
Nicholas Hoult is the what a day, what a lovely day.
Nicholas Hoult, I would have
Yeah.
been like, yeah, but
Yeah. Gosh.
he has such a like nice career.
Yeah.
He-
I haven't seen Jura 2. by the
No,
way.
me neither, but I
apparently
want
it's
to. Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Up next.
I want to get one. Come on.
Okay. Up next, we've got Sean Penn,
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Cooper, Benny Safdie.
Sean Penn,
Bradley Cooper,
and Benny
Benny
Safdie.
Safdie.
This has to be something recent because it's Benny Safdie, and he's acting in it. And it's Bradley Cooper, but Bradley Cooper hasn't done any films recently. I like that I'm thinking out loud to like make myself seem more knowledgeable, so that it's like an excuse for not getting it. Sean Penn, Bradley Cooper, and who was it?
Benny Safdie.
What is it?
You don't any guesses at all? What's Benny Safdie been in, acting wise?
Acting wise, Good Time.
Yeah.
Recently, The Curse.
Okay, it's not the cast, but yeah.
And
He was in Oppenheimer. He was in.
Oppenheimer he was in. It's not Oppenheimer.
It's not
And
Oppenheimer.
he is apparently in something else I'm forgetting.
So this is Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, but Bradley Cooper is like, yeah.
He's still in.
Oh yeah. This is difficult.
is really
These are
difficult.
difficult.
And lastly,
Oh God, and my suffering. Yeah, give me.
lastly we have Vanessa Kirby,
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, Rachel McAdams.
About time.
There we go.
Yeah! Oh, I got one. And you know what? I can't even, because I rewatched About Time like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I can't even think who Vanessa Kirby is, but I just heard Rachel McAdams and Margot
Margot
Robbie.
Robbie,
And
there you go.
who's Vanessa Kirby?
She's like one of the friends, I would say. I think it's.
Oh,
no, it's Rachel
yeah,
McAdams'
yeah,
friend.
she
It's
is,
Rachel
yeah,
McAdams'
yeah,
friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, there we go.
Let's go.
Nice, we're getting the juices flowing. Okay, Mickey. If you love that game, you're gonna love this game. How many films, age rated 18, can you name in 45 seconds? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hostel.
Yep.
Climax.
Yep.
Irreversible.
Yep.
Enter the Void.
Yep. Guess for those.
I'm literally naming all the Gasper films. Love. There was an 18 recently that came out that I watched. Smile 2. Smile 1.
Mm-hmm.
Saw 5. Saw 6 and Saw 7.
I'd have to verify this.
Final Destination. That seems like an 18.
Probably, yeah.
Conjuring seems like an 18.
No.
No?
It's not 18.
Okay, let's go with Caligula. Let's go with
I'll give you another 15 seconds.
oh god, okay, let's go with well, let's go with something very Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3. And I'm gonna end it on that. Boom.
Okay, cool. I think that was all right.
Yeah,
Pretty,
I thought that
yeah.
did.
Anora.
Anora's
The
18?
Substance.
Anora's 18. Substance.
The
yeah,
Substance. I'm trying to think.
It's
anything.
because I'm thinking like, what is 18?
Yeah.
Like, because to be honest, like in Bulgaria we have our own like different rating system.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to like,
You have to like.
all I was
go
doing
there.
was just naming like extreme films I
Sure.
can think about.
Sure.
And I just went to Gasper.
There we go. There we go. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent. That's pretty. So up next,
Yeah.
we're gonna do a blind ranking. So I'm gonna give you 5 films.
Yeah.
And you gotta blind rank them.
Like as in,
Like you gotta put. So if I give you a film, you gotta put it 1, 2, 3, or 4.
oh,
or 5,
like
okay?
they do on Jimmy Fallon.
Basically,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you gotta at the end we're gonna look at the list and see if it's
That's fun.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So Mickey, can you blind rank the 5 films?
Yeah.
So the first film we have, Pitch Perfect.
I'm gonna put it at 4.
Okay.
I would have put it at 5, but I feel like there's gonna be something bad you give me, so I'm gonna put it at 4.
Okay.
Pitch Perfect is fun, but it's not great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your second film, Casino Royale.
That's good. It is good, but I feel like you're gonna throw. I'm gonna put it at 3. You know.
Okay.
I would have put it at 2, but I want to keep my 2 spots because Casino
Okay.
Royale is good, but I feel like you're gonna give me some.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, your third film is Longlegs.
I regret my choices already. Well, I can't put it beneath Pitch Perfect, so I guess number 2 is Longlegs.
So just FYI,
Yeah.
according to Mickey's logic, Longlegs is better than.
Why? No, it's
No,
you tricked me.
Number 4.
Mhm.
Number 4, Babylon.
I'm gonna go with 1
Yeah.
on this list. I'm gonna go
Okay.
with 1. Yeah.
And last but not least,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
5. And I'm almost so if I put Casino Royale second, it would be as I would have done it.
Yeah.
So I'd go Babylon, Casino Royale, Longlegs, Pitch Perfect, Captain Marvel. So
There you go.
pretty okay.
It's all right.
I should
That
have
was all right. You
trusted
didn't do-
myself and
You
done.
didn't do too bad. You
Yeah.
didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you said on the car the way here, you have a game for me.
I do have a game for you.
So I'm interested to hear that. Oh, gosh.
So I feel
put
like
the
'cause
host to the
you
test.
always do
Yeah.
the games.
Mhm.
So I feel like I prepped a very simple,
Okay.
quick game for you. And
Oh, gosh.
I tried to keep it at like medium level difficulty.
Okay.
But we'll see. So the game is in honor of Heretic and actually a different man. Because we know that I am a very big,
A24.
I'm a big
Ah,
A24 fanboy,
Gosh,
right?
how many can
So-
I name?
No.
Please
That
don't.
would be good though. But it's guess the A24 film
Yeah.
from the logline.
Oh my God, man. Then now I've got to remember what A24 films there are. Okay, go.
Okay. The first one is a group of fame-obsessed teenagers use social media to track celebrities and burgle their homes.
Say that again.
A group of fame-obsessed teenagers use
The Bling Ring.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, nice.
Good. All right, we have number 2.
Yeah.
A group of criminals on a space mission travels towards a black hole.
High Life.
Yes,
Nice.
correct. This is gonna be easy, but I had to do it
Sure,
because it's
sure.
it's thematic. A part-time stripper embarks on a road trip to Florida.
Say that again.
A part-time stripper
Oh,
embarks on a road trip
a
to
part-time
Florida.
stripper. Who's a part-time stripper? I'm going. A part-time stripper.
Think very avant-garde film.
That's A24 for you. Isn't it?
No, but like now they're a bit more commercial.
Hang on. I'm. Oh my gosh! If I like, it's like I'm
Think-
getting
think-
closer
think-
and closer.
Think stripper indies.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying oh my god! Literally, because now Anora's just blocked it. Anora's just blocked my mind. A part-time stripper.
Not so easy, is it?
Say that again. So a part-time stripper
Embarks on a road trip to Florida.
it's not the Florida Project, is it?
No.
Is it a Sean Baker film?
No.
Part-time stripper. Flip it out.
It's one of their less known films, so you might not have seen it, to be fair.
Gosh, it's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to.
Do you want a hint? It's a film based on some, like, it has to do with Twitter.
Oh, is it? No. Twitter.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ingrid Goes West, but it's not A24.
No, it's called
I don't.
Zola.
I haven't seen Zola.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I know. It's the
Based
Riley,
on
is it
a-
Riley Q.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
based,
yeah, yeah. I
based
haven't
on
seen
a Twitter thread.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Next one. A filmmaker takes her elderly mother to a secluded hotel.
What? A filmmaker takes her elderly mother.
To a secluded hotel.
A filmmaker. Secluded hotel. Oh my gosh. Secluded hotel. Is it a horror? Thriller, horror.
Not really a thriller horror, no.
A filmmaker takes her
Mother.
her mother to a secluded hotel.
Correct.
Oh my gosh. A filmmaker takes a secluded mother.
Do you want a hint?
Sure.
We've seen this film together.
To a secluded. It's not X.
No.
No. We've seen this film together.
We have seen this film together. And we didn't like it.
Oh, this is at London Film Fest. Oh! I got it.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my God. 1 second. Oh, am I forgetting this? Oh my. What's the name of the film? Tilda Swinton.
Correct.
I'm really going blank on the name of the film now.
The
The
Eternal Daughter.
yeah, that's the
Eternal Daughter. Yeah.
Gosh.
Sure. This next one, I don't know. I mean, you have to know it, I think, but we'll see. But it's obvious if you know it. A podcaster is kidnapped by an individual who plans to surgically turn him into a walrus.
Yeah, I don't fucking know this.
You don't know this film?
A walrus.
So it's a film called Tusk.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I will-
I think I know of it.
Do you
but
know the story about it?
No.
So it's a film about a podcaster who is kidnapped by a person who will surgically make them into a
That's
walrus.
insane.
It is directed by Kevin Smith,
Kevin Smith.
who did Clerks.
I haven't seen Clerks either.
But you know the guy. He's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
comedy director.
Yeah.
And the film is made. It's insane. He has a podcast.
Yeah.
And on the podcast, he came up with this dumb idea of.
And then he just wrote a.
And then on the podcast, everybody was like laughing around because of how dumb it was. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to prove to you that you can make
That's
anything in this
insane.
industry. And
That's
he was
insane.
like, that's going to be my next film.
That's insane.
And it stars Johnny Depp. But Johnny Depp is not the guy who gets turned into a walrus. Johnny Depp is just one. He's the detective looking for the guy. The guy who gets turned into a walrus
Is
is
it any
Justin
good?
Long.
Is it
It's
good?
horrible, but it's like a film that knows it's horrible, and it's so
And it's
worth
A24.
it. It's A24. It's
Christ.
so worth it.
Gosh.
Last one.
Okay.
Identical twins separated at birth switch places to reunite their divorced parents.
First, when you said identical twins switch plays, I thought you were going to Us, but Us is not A24. Identical twins switch places to get their divorced parents back together.
Yeah.
Ah.
You probably have not seen it.
I probably
but
have
I
not.
think I know you have not seen it, but I think you can deduct it if you like follow the films. It's a very recent film. It's in the last like 12 to 18 months.
Identical twins.
Do you know?
And it's A24. Identical twins.
Starring Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
Kinda,
This is Dix the Musical.
yeah, no flipping. No.
You know, have you
Of
not
course,
seen?
you're gonna end on that one, bro.
Have you not? That's the one I meant. Have you not
I've never heard of this film.
You should watch. You should watch the
Dix
trailer.
the Musical.
Dix the Musical. It's a musical about two identical twins who switch places. It stars two identical twins. It premiered at South by Southwest, and it stars also Megan Thee Stallion.
God, man.
Yeah.
Only you would watch these kind of.
I haven't seen
Oh, you
it.
haven't
This
seen
one.
it? Okay.
This is the only one I haven't seen of the
Sure.
list. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a good game.
Yeah.
That was
I
an
like it.
interesting game.
Yeah.
Basically, the moral of the story here is if I've seen it, I will know it, and if I haven't seen it,
You didn't know Eternal Daughter.
yeah, but. Let's be honest, yeah.
Nah,
That's
but-
the most.
I mean, I agree,
Remember
I
A24 film? We love that film, do we?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was fun. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That was a good game.
I like to give you.
Yes,
a game,
yes,
you
that
know?
was nice being in the contestant show.
Mm,
But I have two more games.
mm.
So this game is a new game that I created
Mhm.
this morning.
Okay.
So Mickey, which film has been watched by more people on Letterboxd?
Oh,
So I'm going to give you two films,
good.
and you're going to tell me which film you think has been watched by more people on Letterboxd.
Okay.
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 So the first two films, we're going to hit you straight with some Barbenheimers. So Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Barbie.
That is correct. So Barbie has 4.3 million watches,
Mhm.
and Oppenheimer has 3.1 million watches.
Yeah. Okay.
Second up, we have American Psycho or Midsummer.
Midsummer.
You are correct. Midsummer has 3.3 million,
Mm-hmm.
and American Psycho has 3.2 million.
There we go.
Up next, we have La La Land or Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Correct again. So Interstellar has 4.1 million watches on Letterboxd, and La La Land has 3.7 million
Yeah.
watches. On it.
Yeah.
Up next, we have The Godfather or Saltburn.
I feel like it's a trick question, but I'm gonna go with The Godfather.
You would be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a trick question.
Saltburn.
Wow.
Saltburn has more people watched on
Wow.
Letterboxd than The Godfather.
Wow. How many?
So Saltburn has 2.4 million watches,
Yeah.
and The Godfather has 2.3 million watches.
Wow.
Insane.
It is insane.
Insane. Oh my gosh,
Saltburn
what
is
has happened?
trendy. Popular
Yes.
film.
Oh, gosh. Up next, we have Shrek or Toy Story.
It's gotta be Shrek because of the cult. Like.
That's wrong. So Toy Story has
Oh.
3 million, Shrek has 2.9 million.
Oh, okay.
So roughly around the same.
Okay.
Up next, we have 2001: A Space Odyssey or Anyone But You.
See, the thing is, when it's an old film, it would need to be like logged. So. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I think this is just. Yeah, it's good.
I am gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Anyone But You.
That's wrong. So,
Oh, you tricked me again.
so 2001: A Space Odyssey has 1.4 million watches, and Anyone But You has 1.3 million watches. And finally,
Mm,
so we'll just do a nice one to top it off: The Batman
mhm.
or The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Thank God. I love you, The Batman, but
Oh,
The Dark Knight has 3.9 million watches, and The Batman has 3.3 million watches.
what's the most logged film on Letterboxd?
Barbie,
It's a Barbie of all time.
4.3 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was a fun. How
That
was
was very fun.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
It's
that.
quite fascinating how you
Yeah,
can learn
yeah,
from it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool. And our final game,
Okay.
Mickey, is another podcast classic. So we're opening and closing with a podcast classic, and that is: can you guess the imposter from the cast? Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 4 actors, and you're
Okay.
going to tell me which actor is the imposter.
In a cast of a film.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So first up, we have Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, Jude Law, and Jack Black.
See, of course you want me to say Jack Black because he's the obvious choice.
Okay.
Can you give them to me again? So it's
Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, Jude Law, Jack Black.
No, because this is The Holiday, and The Holiday has Jack Black, Kate Winslet, and Jude Law, but it doesn't have Hugh Grant. So Hugh Grant is the odd one out. Oh, let's fucking go.
So yes, you are correct. Up next, we have Sam Rockwell,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, Samuel L. Jackson, and Colin Firth.
Sam Rockwell, Henry Cavill, Samuel L. Jackson, and Colin Firth. Let's go with the imposter is Samuel L. Jackson.
That is incorrect. The imposter is Colin Firth. The film that they are the imposter in here is Argyle.
Ugh.
Have you seen it?
It's that this year.
Yeah.
Can I change my
So what's
answer?
the-
That's the worst film of the year. That is definitely the worst film of the year. Yeah, for sure. Wait, was Madam Web this year?
Yeah.
Oh, and I went with Ricky Stenicki is fucking incredible compared to Madam
The
Web
Godfather.
and to that. Yeah. Oh, Madam Web for sure is the worst film of the year.
Up next, we
Yeah.
have Charlize Theron, Reese Witherspoon, Margot Robbie, and Nicole Kidman.
See, this is Bombshell. So it's right. Charlize Theron, Margot Robbie, Reese Witherspoon, and who did you
Nicole Kidman.
say? Nicole Kidman. But I would say Nicole Kidman is the imposter.
That is incorrect.
But am I correct in the film?
Yeah, you are
So
correct
did
in
I
the
mess up the person?
Yes, you did.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese
Then.
Witherspoon is the imposter.
Who's Nicole Kidman in
She's like
in
the main,
Bombshell?
like, I think she gets fired from, I think it's Fox News. I'm not sure. But she's like the main person in the elevator.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Okay.
some blonde.
Yeah. Well, I got the film.
Yeah,
At least.
yeah. So up next, we have Margaret Qualley, Emma Roberts, Austin Butler, Sydney Sweeney.
See, this is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's Emma Roberts.
That
the
is
imposter.
correct. That is
Yeah.
correct. And finally, the last cast we have is Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander, Rebecca Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds.
When you started saying it, a film came to me, and then it stopped. You know, like it was a. So give me to
Jake
me again.
Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds.
I'm gonna say the imposter is Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. Why do you say that? Just a guess?
Because I feel like I would know. I feel like a film that stars Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, I would be able to think of, or maybe not. So I feel like,
Is that your final answer?
yeah,
Ryan Reynolds is the imposter.
yeah.
Well, Mickey, you would be incorrect.
Ah, of course.
So the imposter here is Alicia Vikander,
And the
and the film is Life. You know the
Oh God, that's the space thing,
the
isn't it?
space one.
Who's Ryan Reynolds in that? Man,
Ryan
am I
Reynolds
missing these leads or
Yeah.
something?
Ryan Reynolds like dies in the first like.
Oh
25
yeah,
minutes.
he gets like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the spacesuit and out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go. That was Guess the Imposter, and
That was
that is
fun.
essentially our episode wrapped. Thank you so much for coming.
So
and
welcome. Thank you for having me.
How were the
Had a
games?
blast.
'Cause-
The games were so fun.
Because literally, I remember like the last time you were on here, I was slowly starting to get the games into the episodes, and now like
super
it's just
fun. Super
basically
fun.
become a game.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I suck at games, but I really enjoy doing them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like playing when you post like reels and when
Yeah.
you post the episodes. I always play with them, and I'm always like, what would I do if I was on the show and had this asked to me? So
Good stuff, man. Let's just hope
glad.
the internet is nice to you for some
yeah,
of these.
don't roast me, please. I know Nicole Kidman is the lead in Bombshell. Okay, please don't roast me. Okay, it's stressful being in this seat.
I'm
okay?
telling you, it is literally this chair.
It is really stressful being in this chair, and think about all the stress that like people brought with them to this chair. So
Yeah.
love you, Nicole Kidman.
We'll see her in Baby Girl soon, right?
We are, yeah.
Well, on that note, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will catch you very soon in the next episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Cheers.
Bye bye.